Episode 4. Got episode 3 playing down here in the corner. That was a pain. Uh, that usually can take about 10 minutes to take a motor apart, get it in the parts washer, get it into the cleaner, and then you can move on to moving bearings out. That motor is probably 20 years old. Uh, to be fair, maybe 50. It was put together, with a lot of corrosion. There was a lot of corrosion present. There still is. But we are going to fix that right now. Like I said, I've still got the parts washer up here. I'm going to have to clean out the case after I get these bearings out. Now, I'm hoping this only takes about 10 minutes. And I don't say any bad words whenever I burn myself trying to get these bearings out. What I have done is pulled them out of the ultrasonic cleaner. I've let them dry a little bit, so when I do hit this with heat, that it's not gonna just flash point with rubbing alcohol all over the place. I've also sprayed it a couple times with some G96 gun treatment, which is another good all-purpose oil, cleaning oil. We will, just for giggles here, start with the front bearing. I barely got it on the vise already. Of course, there's not much flange to grab here. Trying not to ink up the motor. And the front bearing's on. Just a little bit of back pressure. I could have probably done it myriad of different ways. I just grabbed a driver and went around it. This is a front seal bearing, rear open, and it feels like gravel. There's not. I don't know if my microphone can pick that up. It's rough. It's also trash. But I'll keep it so I can measure my new bearings that I just found while I was getting my other tools ready. Thunder Tiger Pro 46 seal bearing kit by Fast Daily Bearings. I am not sponsored by anybody, but I would love to get all your free stuff that you possibly send. So, after you laugh at me for the hour and a half of the last episode was, we're already miles ahead. I assume these are going to fit just fine, so I'm going to leave them boxed up for now, just to keep from having any issues. Like I said, I pre-oiled this, and the goal here is to heat up this part of the case rapidly. So, and then hopefully, I don't see it happening quite as easily as I've had it happen on previous engines. But I would like to be able to hit it flat on here with the expanded aluminum. The aluminum is going to expand faster than the steel is. So the goal is to have that expansion happen and the rapid downforce at heavy bearing will drop out. And that way we don't have to sit in here and tap this thing around the edges and do all that stuff to get this bearing. So this is not my glove of choice. I would like some welding gloves. Seem to have gotten rid of all my welding gloves over the years. This isn't really as thick as I'd like it to be, so I'm going to be really quick about this. I think whenever I turn that on, I lose my my vocals. Audio, not vocals. I want to focus towards the densest part of this casting, which would be right here. Then, there it is. Wow, okay, so that was much, much faster. Than getting the piston is still stuck on the con rod. So maybe that's next. I'll set this aside. It's hot. I'll set this aside someplace where it doesn't get messed up. I'll need to clean that, put it back in the degreaser in a minute. So then we still have this problem too. We need to get a connecting rod off of this pin. We need to get this pin polished up. It won't go back together at all decently. I mean, you can see it moves back and forth just fine, but it's not sliding this way at all. Luckily, we didn't blow out the side of the piston when we did it. Now, you can see there's a little ring inside here. And I'm going to try not to lose. Hopefully, I can grab this. I did. See? Oh, a little bit. I got that order. Okay, so I set that dude there. Great having this little device here. So it's going to come out that way. Need to support that piston. Take something that can push. Just lightly. Got that kind of going. Get it going. All right, it's out. Top of that piston still looks a little messy. So, again, it feels just like, and this could have been totally just dry caster. So I guess to go in there, that's still rock. Okay, there's a couple things I want to do to this. I'm going to clean it. Try and grab some Q-tips. Make sure the insides are gone. I'm going to hit the outside of this with a little file action, just to clean up some of the junk I did to it. Same thing here. We're going to clean this up a little bit more. Polish it. So we didn't do anything to the top of that just now. Look at that. Almost new. Just a little bit of Scotch-Brite. We don't really want to take material off as much as we want to just polish it up. Make sure there's no deep scratches. Make sure everything is like new when we put it back together. So, yeah, that looks pretty good. Again, I still haven't mangled this up. It's a very strong piston. That little burn mark there, I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to clean this real quick. And we're going to call that a nice short episode. The motor's still hot. See the smoke now. Make sure that this pin receiver hole is clean. I think I've got pretty cool brushes here. I'm going to brush through there a little bit. See, there's some junk in there. That's just the corrosion and rust. Grab a Q-tip here. Little Q-tip. Making sure that we don't have any hidden junk that can get sucked up in the motor later. That stuff is so old and so dry that some of that stuff could flake off. Go in there and just trash your new rebuild. So those look good. And making sure really worked over all this junk. I'm going to put it back in the ultrasonic cleaner by itself. This has cooled down a little bit. Now we got to make sure our bearing and receiving points are clean. And when I mean clean, I mean spotless. You want to be able to slide those bearings in. You can see all that rust on the face there. So again, where's my Q-tip? We'll just hit this area with the Q-tip to knock the beginning of the cleanup. I will actually cut a piece of Scotch-Brite that I can polish this with. Now this is actually cleaning up very nicely with just the Q-tip. So it looks like it was just some old castor oil. That just blasted off there real nice. So now you can look in there and see that that's pretty clean. Same thing with this face. I'll hit this just a little bit. Just making sure that the edges are clean. Just working that up a little bit more. Drop it back in the ultrasonic. It doesn't need to go as long in there this time. I think I'll call that an episode, really. We've got it apart now. The next one will be reassembly, or polishing and then reassembly. Final cleaning stuff. So decal. That looks really good now. Final cleanup, reassembly. Coming right at you. There's that piston pin. We're gonna make that dude shine. Probably chrome plated or steel. It's already much better feeling than it was. I'm gonna drop it in the ultrasonic cleaner for a couple minutes also. But I'm not gonna bore you with that. Bore myself with it. Especially now I gotta dig it out of there. Alright. On to the next chapter. It's exciting that one didn't take an hour and a half.